My name's Claire,
Amada.
and yeah, we're just going to explain a little bit basically about the pamphlet that we've made with the gestures. I'll start. So yeah, basically, Hell's Spheres is a project which covers a wide range of interests for us. So it's based around the unrealized cenotaph for Newton by the Parisian architect Etienne Louis Boulley in the late 1700s. Let me get you a picture actually of this, what we're talking about. So yeah, it's this really fucking cool, massive sphere.
Yeah. And
So this is what it's all about, basically. And what we really wanted to explore with this structure is the idea of physical physics. So we've been looking a lot at experimental physics. And also this idea of physical conduct in public spaces.
I've been interested in exploring physicality, bodies in the space, public space, for a while as dancers and artists. Academics and writers such as David Harvey, Will Houghton, Anna Minton in Ground Control, publicspace.org, all speak of how public space used to be a space for exchange, change, social mixing, democracy, basic citizenship, how society projects its values, dreams, and potential responsibilities, defines its communities, but is now reduced significantly through property and commercial development. We feel an attraction to spheres, an idea of the moon reflecting the sun, reflecting the earth as the most perfect form, celestial beings, and with Newton, there is a gravitational pull to the perfection. Also, see spheres throughout the art history, Byzantine, symbolist art, Art Deco, in the film of Kenneth Anger, Rabbit Moon, Cipher Rising, Innovation of My Demon Brother, Aleister Crowley saw spheres along with gods, spirits, and plants as ordering principles of magic.
And basically we found this letter, right?
Yeah.
Which was advocating the building of the cenotaph. It was in French.
Yeah, I trust me to do this.
Yeah, she did. It was among the papers of Boulley's treatise. There was no clear author, like who it was addressed to, but we think it was addressed to the editors of the Gazette de France. Anyway, so this is what it says. Yeah, I'll read half and you read half.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so, dear sirs, I write to you with great urgency as regards the proposed construction of M. Boulley's magnificent cenotaph for Newton. It is, to my true heart, I believe, such a monument to, as Mr. Boulley says, sublime mind and prodigious and profound genius would be the most perfect endeavour for all of Paris, if not France, honouring the fine minds and skills of our glorious centuries architects, craftsmen and builders.
The grandeur of nature raises our spirits when man is looking down on the earth from a great height and sees it elude his gaze. He is dazzled by the beauty and brilliance of all before him, and rejoicing in its vastness, he is in ecstasy. In Newton's cenotaph, I attempted to create the greatest of all effects, that of immensity, for that is what gives us lofty thoughts as we contemplate the creator and gives us celestial sensations. However, I fear so the protest to our plans to be so intense and coyly enacted that I have drafted, enclosed, an illustrated pamphlet to demonstrate how the citizens and their moral characters will not be blighted by the proposed cenotaph's immense presence, suggesting, in fact, they will embrace its majesty, engage with its magnetism, and in actuality offers in gifts and gratitude to honor of the divine being Newton.
the illustrated guide that's referred to in here,
Yeah,
we didn't find it.
No, we didn't find anywhere. But we thought it would be interesting to recreate what was lost and to explore the emotions that were sectioned in public space, like obedience, like this, or sad. Somewhere there's a sad.
This one is like caring.
Care, yeah, like care. And what other emotions we had? More care. We care ourselves a lot. And this acceptance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the gestures that we've created, they're bold and they're basic. And we basically wanted to reflect the directness and the simplicity of the cenotaph's form. Booley states that the sphere offers the greatest possible surface to the eye, and this lends its majesty. And what we really wanted to imagine was the strength that you would need to sort of to hold and like construct yourself in the face of such an enormous structure.
Booley also speaks of quality that appeal to men: freshness, firmness, regularity. Establish a foundation upon which to base our concept of beauty. And as so, we wanted the gestures to reflect that, the rounds, always being informed by both Soviet propaganda, posters of early 20th century, and the cinema. Einstein, Dozenko, Mayakovsky, Dmitry Moore, to reinforce the instructional nature of what we were creating.
Like here are some references we had. This Art and Power from 1960s, and this Spanish Civil War, which concluded with dreams and nightmares. See here of this imaginatory or what's happening in the history. You can see here. This.
We've got this one here as well. So yeah, the more we worked on the project, it came quite apparent to us that we wanted to make more than just a simple copy of instructions. And we really wanted to return to these ideas around Newton and what had actually inspired Booley to call him this divine being. And obviously our own personal enchantment with spheres, like that was something that really interested us as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we wanted to engage with this cenotaph and its mass, its shadow, its impact, and really show our power, that we had a resistance to its force, that we were caught in something, some sort of tension, you know, equal and opposite.
Yeah, like this tension that we're holding in relation to the cenotaph in front of us. This tension, you see here, the tension will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and all those ideas, reflection, as you can see here, gravity, resistance, friction, magnetism, physical impact of physics.
Yeah, maybe even transfer of energy, you know, the energy that we're receiving from the cenotaph, and then the energy that we're then giving back.
Yeah, or caught in or held in a state of inertia, waiting for another force to disrupt the two bodies, or disrupt the two two entities, here and there. Here being us, and there being the cenotaph, this shadow, this void covering the moon.
And in the end, our artistic direction became a journey of simple sequential storytelling, like a conjuring or telling of children's book. Perhaps issued as what might be a guide in its seriousness, but contrary to that of its production, where a relationship is built with structure, hovering around the instructional, but not fully there, in its complete entity to become a held sphere.